What's up, guys? I'm Uncle Freedom coming to you before I go to work today. Actually, already in uniform, just rocking out my super cool Zero Foxtrot hoodie for those of you that keep asking. First things first, y'all, go ahead, like, subscribe, share, tell a friend. Find another YouTuber whose content you enjoy. Right, today I'm going to recommend you go check out Buffman Range. He does the best armor testing on YouTube. Also, a pretty stellar guy. He reached out, tried to help me with some issues I've had here recently on YouTube. If you're following the drama that's going on with a lot of stuff I'm trying to post, I don't know what the answer is going to be yet. We'll figure it out as we go. If you're looking for more information on the gear that I'm going to show today or information on how to get in contact with me, I'm not going to tell you where to go look, but I bet you're smart enough to figure out how to get in touch with me at this point. So today we're going to talk about a subject that I hold near and dear to my heart because I am a low light instructor and I love night fighting. And it is a critically overlooked task and skill set and gear selection that the people that should be the best at it are terrible at it all the time. And that is power management. Now, somebody's going to be like, I don't need power management. I'm at the daytime. Right. I can find places in broad daylight that are too dark for you to see things. It happens all the time. I see it all the time. You go out on the range, we're doing a low light shoot. The first guy comes up with his pistol, his X300 stone dead, right? Because he hasn't used it in a minute and he didn't think he needed to check it. Guys that are on accident scenes with their flashlight, they come out and do it and their flashlight dies in the first 5 minutes because they didn't practice good power management. And then the worst part is they don't have spares with them to fix that problem. Now, as a guy who does in fact get paid to go to dark places looking for bad people that don't want to be found, I carry way more than one flashlight. I have a designated main duty light on my vest, but I have a spare like Surefire EDC1 dual fuel turbo in my pocket. And then I also have this 18350 mod light in my pocket as well. So I have 3 flashlights on my person. Inside of my truck, I have an ASP Sentry light that's actually got multiple modes, a really cool light. That is my administrative task light in my truck. And then I have a Streamlight HL5X. That is we're on the side of a road. I need a ton of light and I need that light to last a long time light. 1 is none, 2 is 1, 3 is better, 4 is about right when we start talking about in the dark. Because I don't care how cool you are. If your flashlight goes out, you can't freaking see. It's just reality. So in addition to having that stuff, I come from a different world. I'm older than most people realize. And when I came up in the Army, we had things like the 6P. And this was the just dominant force in the world, right? 60 blinding lumens of light. We also had 9Ps that would be on rifles. We had the first Surefire created weapon lights. All of it ran on CR123s. And when I tell you we became good at power management, it is because the runtime on this is like 45 minutes. If I have the higher output head, it's like 20 minutes. If I have this on a rifle, I won't even get through a hit. And I mean, we're literally popping tail caps and shoving new batteries in this thing because we need the system to keep working. And that is something we've lost as battery technology has improved and as runtimes have improved in flashlights, right? You know, this has got like an hour of runtime on the X300 Turbo. And I'll never use it for a full hour. Yeah, but until you do. And then when you do, you need to have the ability to fix that thing and keep it running. Like my duty light, like I prescribe to things. Like even if I don't kill a battery during my shift, you're guaranteed that any light that got touched during my shift, the batteries come out, go on a charger, and I go on about my merry way. And that is because I cannot run the risk of me coming up and doing this and this light not working when I need it to work. So again, and some of you may not have seen it in that context, but how many times have you had your electronic ear pro go down? How many times your phone died, right? This is stuff that happens all the time because our life revolves around it. Now, I'm not a guy that prescribes to having spare watch batteries because I don't wear quartz watches. I wear mechanical watches. Like this is a newer one I'm playing with. This is the Bradner from Spinnaker. Pretty cool compressor style dive watch. I actually enjoy it. A good fit. So when we start talking about this and power management, you need to understand a few things, right? You have the first two is going to be rechargeable versus prime cells, right? Prime cells or A cell batteries are disposable. Once you use them, they are gone. I don't use alkaline batteries for literally anything at all. Everything, even my AA's and AAA's are lithium ion. because that works better. And to be honest with you, at this point, even if it can take a rechargeable variant, I have rechargeables in everything. Now, some are going to be like, yeah, it's just dumb because then I got to charge it every night. Yeah, man, but here's the deal. So I can buy rechargeable RCR 123s or 16340s. I can buy those for about $3 a piece. So $30 for 10 of them. I can charge those batteries between 300 and 500 times on the low end. I will lose about 10% of my projected runtime because it is a rechargeable battery, but I get a ton of life out of those things. And I have switched almost exclusively to those, even in things like my X300s and TLR1s and TLR7Xs. My EDC 1, EDCL1T, stuff like that. I run rechargeable 18 or 16340s or CR123s. I just get more out of it. Now, there are some things when you look at batteries that people always have questions about, like terminology, like mAh, right? MAH, that's milliamp hours. The higher that number, the more capacity your battery has. Discharge rates, I'm not really going to get into on here because that is very dependent upon the item you have. Just understand that most 18650s, 18350s discharge at a rate of 10 to 30 amps. They are good for high drain devices, things that require a lot of juice. You need to understand that not all 18650s and 350s are the same. You have predominantly two variants. You have unprotected circuits and protected circuits. Your protected 18650s and 18350s are longer than the other variants. Some lights, like Streamlight, everything Streamlight makes that requires the use of a rechargeable battery is a proprietary battery, and you cannot use any other 18650, circuit protected or not, in that system. You have to use Streamlights, which is a pain. And it leads to me having things like one of these on my bags that literally just has two 18650s for Streamlight on it because I need them for my HL5X. They don't go in anything else. So they're not all the same. Surefire uses circuit protected. Now, the reason you see circuit protection on batteries is because 18650s and 18350s are extremely dangerous. You short something out, it'll turn your truck into a Roman candle faster than you know what happened. If you have something go bad contact-wise in a flashlight, it becomes a Molotov cocktail or an IED. That happens. That's how Olight got a bad name, right? It can and does happen. Happens all the freaking time. Circuit protected batteries stop that from happening, right? They shut down the system, they break the circuit, they can't short out the rest of the way. A lot of the lights are made, like I can tell you, if you have like this guy, this is the EDC2 dual field turbo. If you put an uncircuit protected light in here and you shake it, it'll constantly change your brightness because this is designed around having a circuit protected, like Surefire battery in here. Or really any circuit protected. Mod Light ships with circuit protected 18350s, 18650s. Cloud ships with only uncircuit protected lights. But when we start dealing with it, I can use anything and anything else. The important part is that we buy quality light batteries. Now, when you buy these, the next thing I'm going to tell you is you need to buy a good quality charger. I do not like the little chargers that come with even Mod Lights and Clouds. I am a Nightcore charger guy. This is a Digitech D2. I also have a 4-bay version of this guy as well. The thing I like about these is they're smart chargers. So if my battery shorts out while it's charging, it'll stop. If it won't overcharge, it'll shut down the feed to that battery and it won't overcharge or blow the battery up. It also detects the charge level and the condition of the battery, and it adapts its charging speed to ensure maximum life out of the battery. So stuff like this, these are like $18 to $20, man. They are a worthy investment if you're in the power management game. So lithium ion, as I stated, super dangerous, right? If we do not store them correctly, they go boom. Hot boom, like it's a bad day. So the ability for us to store, transport, and have spare batteries, ultra freaking important, right? We knew the benefits of it back in the day when this is what we had because we were running the original weapon lights from Surefire. I am older than you think. And then same deal, the 9Ps, the 6Ps, like we would be in the middle of something and you would literally be popping tail caps, dumping out three CR123s on the ground, popping 3 new ones in, going back to work, right? Because the battery technology and the runtime of the light just didn't allow us to get through a full thing usually. I also adhere, anytime I use a light, that battery gets pulled out and charged at the end of my shift, even if it's not dead. It's just better, right? Because I know the condition of it, right? I treat my lights the same way I treat weapons. I always know the condition of them as I keep moving. You cannot be cheap in this world. Buying Joe Bob Jing Lee's freaking 18350 off Amazon is not the good answer, right? You need reputable, good quality batteries that you know what they are. I order a lot from either the 18650 battery store or Lion Wholesale, Lion Wholesale. Now I do that because I go through a lot of batteries. So like these, I run these little Kiwi cases all the time. So this is just 18350s. These are Vape Cells, which is a reputable brand, unprotected. And then I also run these guys, which these are Vape Cells 16340s or rechargeable CR123s. I love these cases. I do the same thing for 21700s. This is an 18650 version of this case. And this has just got 18650s in it. These are Mod Light circuit protected button tops. I have circuit protected cold weather variants. You know, Molly Cell flat tops, Samsung 30Qs, which is what you get with the cloud lights, even if you have the old ones. But like stuff like this is impractical to carry day to day, right? And this is something that I have if I'm teaching like a low light class, because I'm going to burn through a crap load of batteries. But day to day, being able to carry that stuff with us, there's really only a few options. So if you're a CR123 guy and that's what you predominantly have, I really like this company. This is store sell. They're all USA made. These are about $4. These are about $8, and it'll hold 8 of them. So these are all rechargeable CR123s in this guy. And then these are 4 just prime cells, so disposable. Don't get sucked into these. These suck. They cause problems. The way these are designed is nothing can contact both ends of this battery to make this short out. And that's important. These are waterproof and fantastic. The next version you can get these on Amazon. These are the JJC cases. So these will hold 6 18 series batteries. So whether that is like the 18350 here from Surefire or just standard 18650s for flashlights, these have a gasket seal in them. They're great. They're water resistant. I actually have 2 of them. Those are great, but if you want the kind of the creme de la creme and you're willing to spend a little money, and more importantly, you're planning on carrying these on your person, Therm is where you go at, right? So Therm, this is the Cell Vault XL. This holds 2 18650s or 6 CR123s. It'll hold 4 18350s. You can run their standard Cell Vault if you're just going to run CR123s in it. This is their 18 series, so this holds either 2 18350s or 1 18650. These are great, super silent. All this stuff is water resistant, so the weather's not going to mess with you. Now, if you need assortments of batteries, which most people do, ranges are no exception to this rule. The Therm Big Cell Vault here, this guy, water resistant, also gasket, but I can actually adapt this with different insides. So I have a Streamlight because they're proprietary and it sucks because you have to use their stuff. Then I have 4 lithium-ion AAAs, I have 2 CR123s, and I have 3 18350s across the bottom. I also have 4 CR2032s for optics in case optics go bad. So Therm is where it's at, man. Especially right now, like Guardian Warrior Solutions has their new stiffener plates, and there is one that's got like a molly thing. You can rig this into that molly so that you have spare batteries for your pistol light on the pistol, which is pretty cool. Your stuff will die. It's an inevitability, right? Like nothing power hungry lasts forever, and our modern flashlights are super high drain. I will also tell you that recoil just kills batteries. Recoil can kill batteries in pistol optics. That's why you'll see in like my range bags, I have this guy. This is also from Kiwi. This guy holds 10 2032s in it. I wish they made a version 1620 so I could have my other batteries too, but they don't. But you don't have to spend a fortune if you're just trying to keep the batteries from arcing off inside your bag. When you buy from Lion Wholesale, you actually get these guys. So this is a CR123 or 18650 case. This will hold 4 18350s or 21700s. So these little plastic cases, they're not durable. They're gonna break. I don't like them. I have a box full of them. I'm a big fan at the bare minimum of the store sell stuff. I like Therm if I'm going to carry it on me. If it's administrative and in my bag, these JJC cases are great. If I'm going to go teach a class or I need a lot of batteries, I run these Kiwis, the big Kiwis here, because they are water resistant. They are extremely tough. So the biggest thing I'll tell you when we talk about power management is you need to get into a habit. I told you that if I use a light, no matter what, when I get off shift, I take the batteries out and I put new batteries in. Those batteries go on the charger. I do that no matter what. That is a habit I get into. Even my pistol lights, if I go out on the range and I'm on the range for like 15 minutes and I shoot this, I pop these out and put fresh ones in before I leave. Now somebody's going to be like, yeah, but you're just throwing away possible power. Right, but I also told you that I predominantly only run rechargeable CR123s. I pop them out, I pop them on a charger, no big deal. I get 300 to 500, sometimes 1,000 life cycles out of a rechargeable battery. The cost benefit is way in favor of rechargeable. Not to mention newer flashlights require rechargeable batteries because you need the output that you get capable from a rechargeable unit. Even the big dogs like this Mod Light Hog here in OKW, this runs on a 21700 battery. So this monstrous battery. So that 21700, 18650, 18350, 16340, the first two numbers are the diameter of the battery, 21 millimeter, 18 millimeter, 16 millimeter. The last three numbers are the length, 700 millimeters in length, 650, 650 millimeters in length. You get the memo, right? So where can you get the gear I've talked about today, right? Because that's the thing. Everybody's like, oh, it was cool. I need that. What the hell was that? Right. I'm going to put this up on the website as well. But I will tell you to get the gear we have. So Theorem for all the cell vaults and the switchbacks that you've seen on just tons of lights inside of this video. Those, as well as all of the cell vaults and stuff that I run on duty, you can buy those at Theorem. They're excellent company, great people over there. Lion Wholesale is predominantly who I use to buy batteries from. Them are 18650 battery store. That is what their logo looks like. They sell only batteries and chargers. That's where I buy that stuff from. Outside of that, Store a Cell, you can buy these on Amazon or from Store a Cell. So it's Store a Cell, like STORACELL. There you go. Store a Cell. Very inexpensive, all made in the USA, great stuff. The Kiwis that I've shown on here, these big burly cases and this, the JJCs and stuff, you can get these on Amazon. I don't have a link to them, but just suffice it to say, if you go look up like waterproof battery storage and like you see these things that say Kiwi on them, you've got the right thing. Last but not least is actually a new one that I'm waiting on to get here. I came across them. I think it's awesome. It's a guy on Instagram, goes by the name of Prince by Riot. He 3D prints this thing known as the Puck. The Puck holds two AAAs, two AAs, two 18650s, two 1620s, and two 2032 batteries in a waterproof, like contained little puck. I ordered a couple of them. Now you do have to order if you're going to get protected cells or unprotected cells, and remember there's a difference. Very inexpensive stuff. 25, 26 bucks. I even ordered his spare bulk carrier group case, which because I recommend carrying a spare BCG if you're going to classes. That's a new guy. I'm still waiting on him to get here, but I trust they'll be nice, right? So that's where you get the gear. 18650 battery store, Lion Wholesale, Lion Wholesale. Amazon for the big storage boxes for the Kiwis. Store a Cell from Store a Cell. Theorem if you want switchbacks or the cell vault systems. Again, JJCs are from Amazon. Good chargers, Nightcore or Bust, those all come from the 18650 battery store or Lion Wholesale, whoever's got a better price on them. Just remember that, like I said, nothing's infallible. And if you come out and you go to hit somebody with your light and your light stops working, it's pretty much useless. That is why I'm a light junkie. I will tell you, 1 is none, 2 is 1, 3 is better, 4 is about right. I've told you this before. I carry 3 flashlights on my person when I'm on duty. There are an additional 2 flashlights in the truck that have very specific jobs. I also, if it takes a light, I have a light on every single handgun. I have lights on every rifle. You need to buy quality though when you start buying these things. Don't buy the cheapest thing you can find because it will die under recoil, or worse, it'll cause a disconnect in the battery, causing it to short and turning it into a grenade. Looking at you, Olight, because that's what happened to that poor guy. But like Mod Light stuff, these are excellent. Something else you'll see when we start talking about like the newer flashlights, The tail cap assemblies never get removed. They're all designed to be changed from the head of the light itself. All of them this way. The new cloud Duty HC. I'm still pissed about this because I have reached out to their customer service manager as well as the owner of the company, and nobody's responded to me to talk to me about why my brand new like $200 flashlight has cracks all through the S7 tool steel bezel. So they said they were going to do all this great stuff and their customer service is going to be top notch. Yeah. I will also tell you that this claims a purported 100,000 candela. If I put this up head to head against a 100,000 candela light, this thing gets spotlighted by a 100,000 candela light. It is very akin to like the 70,000 candela of an OKW. It does put out a lot of light. And I like this specific flashlight. I've never had an issue with the tail caps on the Duty. Like I said, personally for me though, I have that on my vest. I have this in my pocket because I like having something with almost the exact same capabilities as my primary duty light, but smaller. And then I have this guy in my pocket as well. This is an 18350 mod light with a PL-HV2 compact head. Super bright little guy for administrative tasks. The ASP light in my truck has multiple modes. That is my administrative, I'm doing stuff light when I'm at work. And then I have the HL5X from Streamlight in my patrol bag, which is when I need like all the light and I need it for like 3 hours on the side of the road. That is an excellent light for that. So power management. It is an essential skill. You have to be able to manage the power in like output that you're using, the power use for what you have, and you have to balance that with your ability to carry replacement battery and replacement power to keep your stuff running in the field. Whether that is battery banks like this big giant one from Anchor to keep your stuff running, like for your phones or tablets or what have you, to your flashlights, to your weapon mounted lights. It doesn't matter. You need the ability to do it. Like I said, I don't do battery powered flashlights. Even my G-Shocks are solar powered. I'm a big fan of mechanical watches because they don't ever need a battery. They just need you to stay active and move. So guys, that was entertaining and interesting, and it's a subject I'm very passionate about. I really enjoy it, and as somebody that teaches low light and understands just how effective me hitting you in the eyes with this is to saving other lives, because here's the deal. Firearms will save your life, no question about it, every single day, but that light is going to save other people's lives because that's going to give you the information needed so that you don't shoot somebody that doesn't need to be shot. Flashlights save other people. Guns save you. Flashlights are the difference between accidentally shooting your daughter as she sneaks in from going to meet her boyfriend on Friday night and not because you could see. Flashlights are important. Buy good quality ones. Don't buy cheap stuff. Buy good batteries. Don't buy cheap stuff. Don't buy Bob Jing Jing's freaking batteries. Buy good batteries from a reputable warehouse. Buy good quality storage equipment, because the time you figure out it was not good quality is when your truck starts Roman candling, and that's never good for anyone. So guys, as always, I am Uncle Freedom. Hopefully you found this informative. You know where to find me if you need to ask any more questions about more of this stuff. As always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and until next time, I'll see you later.